Welcome to Moms of the Lou, hosted by two fellow St. Louis moms, Rebecca
and Lauren,
and recorded for St. Louis moms.
Grab your laundry basket, kick your feet up for nap time, or head out the door for pickup, and spend a little time catching up with local moms who are making a big impact in St. Louis.
Let's dive into our discussion today. All right, St. Louis moms, welcome back to another episode of Moms of the Lou. We're so excited today to be joined by Sam Lander, local mom and a functional diagnostic nutritionist.
Yes.
Got it.
I got it. That's the hardest part about the whole thing right there.
Okay, we're so excited to be chatting with you today about all the things. So, first of all, kind of put yourself on the map. Where do you live? Tell us about your fam. You've got a son, right?
Yes, I do. I have a son. So I grew up in Webster, and then I eventually moved to Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved back, I am now back in Webster, which I never thought I would be. But yeah, I'm in Webster Groves.
Yes.
We love Webster.
I know.
The best.
The porches.
The porches, yeah, just the structure of the
porches.
homes, the history.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things to, like restaurants, coffee shops, things to do?
Oh, in Webster, Annex.
The
And
Annex is so great.
It's Annex in
Yes.
Frisco.
Yeah.
Like when I go on a date, this is my dating. When I go on a date, it always starts at Annex. And if I really like them, we graduate
down
and
the
we go
stairs.
down to Frisco. But I go
hilarious.
there. I mean, that's the best.
Yeah.
I love it there.
Back-
That
the
whole
back patio.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All the shops and
Yeah.
so
It's just
cozy.
I know.
It is cozy. I've even been to the Annex like on a wintry, snowy day. It was just like it's so cozy. That little covered porch. Yeah.
I know. I really want Marshall to open a restaurant, like right there in that little where it's kind of like it looks like there's shops, but there
Yeah.
aren't.
Yeah.
Like a little restaurant by Maypop.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
Put
be
that
great.
out there.
Put it
Put that out there. Let's manifest it. See if it'll happen.
Right?
Yes.
It will.
Yes. Okay. So how did you get into the work that you do? You're so passionate about it. You're so passionate about gut health. And we've also talked a lot about like the mommy wine culture, right?
yeah.
And so you're living a sober life. So I just want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Go
So
there.
I was a super sick kid.
Mhm.
So I kind of grew up where it was just, I always felt like I always had stomach problems. I always was really tired. Like I remember just being excessively tired and never really understanding why, and like a lot of sugar cravings and kind of like weird things would happen with my body that I wouldn't really, no doctor could ever like
Explain it.
diagnose.
Yeah.
And it just would sort of be like, okay, Band-Aid with this, Band-Aid with that. We're going to give you a pill for that. And I sort of lived that way until I, started drinking and using drugs really, really young. And I think a big part of it was to just kind of escape from feeling so uncomfortable in my skin and having like everyone be like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I would truly believe that sort of carried over intermittently throughout my life. Is when like when I would get sick, I would find a way the solution would be drugs or alcohol, which isn't the best solution. But eventually my big solution was meth. I was undiagnosed ADHD, and it's like the only time I felt normal. Like everything, my stomach, I could think, like the monkey brain was like level.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't recommend doing that.
On meth, right. Yeah.
But I mean, Adderall and Ritalin and all that stuff is kind of the same thing. And it kind of brought that inflammation down. So that was kind of my gateway in. And then I have the ism. So I'm an addict. It's a disease of addiction. And so it just kind of carried over. And then I got sober. I went through my prison and all the fun stuff. But I got sober and became a personal trainer. And I was just like all the moms that were like working out, doing what Shape Magazine tells you, like count the calories, do some more cardio, do some more. And I'm like 2 hours a day and like just feeling worse, And I knew there was more. Like something was like, I'm not going to settle for this. Like I know there is such thing as perfect health. And I'm real stubborn. So I was like, I'm going to find a way. And that's when I found the functional lab testing. And then I became a functional diagnostic nutritionist and did all the things. I did have a relapse on alcohol, but that was after my son was born, a lot of trauma. And
What
why.
ultimately called you into the sober lifestyle? What got you there?
It was, so I had my son, and for me, like I'm just not like a super maternal person. Like it doesn't come naturally to me, and it took a long time to admit that. And I think there's a lot of probably depression and postpartum that is tied in with that. And I started drinking. I just couldn't handle it. Like life I was too much life for me.
Yeah.
And so I started drinking because in a breastfeeding class, one of the nurses said, just have a drink and it'll be fine.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, sure. It wasn't fine. And so, but they say that.
It kind of relaxes you, right?
Yeah. They're like, it'll let go.
Yeah,
and
let
all
down.
and nothing let go at all. Nothing was better.
Did you know that kids can lose up to 40% of our school year learning over the summer? But good news, St. Louis has tons of summer programs to keep kids happy, healthy, and learning over break.
This kid is right, but how do families find these programs? Using Blueprint 4. Blueprint 4's free nonprofit database of local youth programs lets you filter camps by distance, cost, dates, subject area, age range, and more. Find the perfect program today by visiting blueprint4.com.
That went on for a bit. And then I just finally hit it was like my higher power or whatever it was. I just had my breaking point where I was at a low enough bottom that I realized this is not for me. And then I was just, I lived that mommy wine culture that like within that where it was so glamorous. It looks so cool. And I would train these women and they'd tell me about the wine. And I mean, it really does sound so good when you're hearing it. And then once I was in it, it was not so good. And I think that activities are so centered around alcohol. And it's getting better. I mean, so much better.
So much better.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And now, when you guys have events or, any of the STL Girl Network, there's always a mocktail option.
For sure.
Yeah. But I think it was just, there is trivia nights, PTO meeting, everything is alcohol.
Alcohol.
Right.
Everything. So I don't even, I don't go out to those things that often because I don't want to just go drink. I can be around it, but
Yeah. No, I feel like we're becoming more and more sensitive to it. And especially, we have a lot of moms who are expecting, who are following us or, breastfeeding and, so we know we need a lot of options. So.
Right. But I know moms, it's so important for moms to get together and have that community. And typically it's something like wine or a margarita, mom's margarita to bring us together. But I found something on your social media and it really caught my eye. And this is what you wrote. You wrote, sobriety didn't shrink my world. It blew the doors off. You don't have to trade your personality for your health. You don't have to become someone boring to become someone well. The goal is to feel good in your body so that you can show up for the life that you want. So how did sobriety open up your world?
I wrote that.
You did. That's beautiful. This is so good. I think it's really good. Or even if you just believe it, how did sobriety open up your world instead of I can't go to trivia night. I can't go to Moms and Margs. How did it open up your world?
The alcohol and all the things dim your light. And the big thing is I know what it does firsthand to the body. I know what's going to happen to your liver and your hormones and how it's just going to mess with your sleep. And so I wasn't able to show up at anything. And so the second I pulled that out, I just showed up for everything. Everything was a yes. Everything was I'll be there. You can count on me. I'm going to all the in manifestation. It all happened. Everything. They say in AA, there's something called the promises. And it's these little gifts that you get when you're sober and you don't know when they're going to come.
Yeah.
The first year was awful. I cried a lot, but I got to feel again. And I think that was the first thing I remember the most is I was able to feel the pain.
Yeah.
And that was a really powerful thing for me because I'd just been numbing for so long. And that was my gateway, I think, to all of it. And just being it's okay. It's all going to be okay.
But I know you're big on connecting people and bringing people together. Tell us a little bit about some of your events that you hosted or anything that you're looking forward to in the coming.
So I'm doing a lot of I just wanted to do the sober wellness events. So I sort of bridged the gap between all my worlds. So I was a DJ in LA for 10 years and I always felt a lot of grief because I would get really, really sad when I would think I ruined that career because I was a drug addict and I'm never going to get to do it again. And then one day I was well, why can't I do this again? And so I went from vinyl to digital, which was a big move for me. That's and amazing. I started DJing raves and doing all this. And I'm this sober rave thing is it's big.
It's fun.
And then I don't ever like just have a sober rave. Like the other day I was talking to my partner in the events and she's like, why do we always have to do so much? Like, why do we have to have 80 vendors at the event? I'm like, I don't know. We just do.
Yeah.
So I started pulling in just like vendors that were like really vetted, that were really going to help. Like a lot of the people who came were moms and women. Like, how are they going to get a day where they're going to learn tools that they didn't know to heal their body? So like a womb healer or an energy worker or a holistic chiropractor, or like, these are the things that pushed me over my plateau. Like I got sober, I felt better, but the reason I relapsed is I wasn't tapping into the mental and emotional component and my nervous system. So how can I present that in a fun way that's sober to people in the St. Louis community?
Right.
You know, because I didn't know about it. I was doing all the things and taking all the supplements and working out, and I relapsed, you know, because I couldn't like down regulate, and I just couldn't get there.
Yeah.
And it took other tools.
Yeah.
And I just want to share them.
St. Louis moms, your favorite salads just got an upgrade. Introducing Chop Pockets from Crushed Red, our craveable chopped salad stuffed into a fresh house-baked roll. It's everything you love about our salads, now portable and mess-free because they're chopped. Healthy, satisfying, and made for life on the go. Chop Pockets, they're chopped. Don't fight the bite. That is so relatable to me because Lauren knows. I mean, I have 4 children. And so I just like my stimulation levels are just like off the chart all the time.
Yeah.
And so like that feeling of like just wanting to numb things and like turn off the noise is so, I think any mom can relate to that, you know? And so to be gifted with like tools that can help you like navigate that outside of substances, you know, like I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's new stuff. It's like trying something new. Like a lot of people get stuck. Like they don't want to try anything new. But if one friend's going and another person, like each event is grown more and more. Like we just did a sober rave wellness workout, you know, last weekend. So you get to work out and then experience all the vendors. All the vendors are very vetted, and like they give away free services for whoever attends. And I get emails and everybody gets so many clients from it. So like it's helping build a St. Louis like small business.
Yeah.
But the stuff I get from like the womb healers and the energy workers, like they're packed. They fill their book with these women and they go back. Like they book it. They do a 10-minute session. They're like, I've never been able to down regulate like that. Like I can't even do it. Like I tried opening a breathwork company. I tried doing a cold plunge company. Like I tried everything. And then I was gifted a womb healer. That was my big thing. And that is given me like peace of mind. Cause you know, when your kids are like just going and you feel like I always say it's like you feel like your eyes are like rolling around because you can't focus on anything is when I know it's like, okay, I need to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
Been there.
That's amazing.
All the time.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have a little bit of time. We have a little bit of time left.
Yeah.
And I like to do something kind of fun.
Okay.
It's called rapid fire questions. Are you
All
okay?
right. Yeah.
Quick answers?
I'm open
Okay.
book.
Okay. So what would be your reset ritual after a tough day then?
Ooh, a reset ritual. Okay. So I'm really into peptides. So I would probably do some of my neurotropic peptides, which is just like a molecule that turns on different receptors in the body. And so there's some that can just kind of calm the brain down. So I would do that. And then I just like outfitted my entire back porch with like a lounger and like all the things. And that is going to be my go-to.
Lay
just
down.
Lay down.
And if the sun is out, even better.
I love that.
I'm solar
Vitamin
powered.
D. Yeah.
Solar powered.
Yeah, I think I am too.
I love that.
Okay, so advice to a mom who's sober curious.
Oh, just ditch the booze, man. It's such a good life. I would say, I always say, you know, you're not going to define yourself whether or not you drink alcohol or not. So I think that people, if you're a drinker, you're defined as something. It like sort of labels you. And I would say, don't just ditch the whole like I'm sober or I'm alcohol free and just try not drinking for a week and then try another week.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden your sleep will be better and maybe you won't be getting the hot flashes and maybe, you know, you won't want to strangle everyone that walks in the room. You know what I mean? Everything will start to slowly get better. All your health stuff, especially.
I love that. All right, last one. Okay. Ooh, favorite St. Louis spot that doesn't revolve around alcohol?
Oh God, the dog park. The maybe a little bit, but that dog, I would say, it's what's it called now? Barquet, but
it was Barquet.
Julia,
But
help us.
8 Mile opened it,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. That
The night.
8 Mile run is now maybe it's Dog Park Run.
Yeah.
We should know
don't
Okay,
that.
so a
know.
dog park. Yeah.
A dog
So
park.
for
Okay.
me,
Love
well,
that.
that's where I went. That's where I went when I first got sober. Every day at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's where I would go. And the restaurant isn't linked into the dog park, so you
Okay.
can just go right in, and there's just people and their dogs. Super extrovert over here, so like I would just talk to everybody,
Yeah.
and then I'd get like 30 minutes, and I'd be good.
I love that. You're outside.
Yeah.
You're with animals.
And you're with the
animals are
dogs.
healing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're a good
Yes,
way
they
to connect
are.
with other people.
Yeah. That
Very
would be
cool.
it.
Okay, how can moms connect with you?
Okay, so CFit Living on
Mhm.
Instagram, so it's SEE and then Fit Living or
Okay.
cfitliving.com.
Okay.
They
Awesome.
can do a clarity call if they want to take a deep dive into
Love
some
that.
precision health. Yeah.
Awesome. And you promote your events on those
Yes.
channels and
So
online.
I just started another page. It's CFit Living Well.
Okay.
It's so funny. So I partnered with another girl in St. Louis, and she's living well, and I'm CFit Living. One day I was like, "Did you even realize?
Yeah.
Like we're combined, but we didn't even know." But
Yeah.
yeah, we're doing that. And we're doing like a wellness networking group we just started,
Cool.
which is really cool. Yeah, that was
Awesome.
awesome.
Okay.
So
Well, we're so thankful for you and your story and for your time today.
thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to Moms of the Lou. We hope it encouraged you and put a pep in your step and helped you get to know our community a little bit better. Be sure to find us on Instagram, STLewis_mom. You can find us on Facebook, St. Louis Mom. You can find us on our website, www.stlouismom.com. In case nobody else tells you today, you're a great mom and you're doing a great job. Chat with you next time.